Over the weekend, this bye weekend, I did some thinking that I came up with a whole ass plan for content specifically today on the grounds of the quarterback position. That if JJ McCarthy isn't ready to go next week against the Eagles and Carson Wentz, he's dealing with a shoulder injury. If he's not good to go against the Eagles, will we possibly see Max Brosmer? Or if we don't see Max Brosmer, are they going to bring in some other quarterback off the street and let him play ahead of Brosmer? Let's talk about it. But alas, I said, you know what? Before I do that, the last thing I want to do is a piece of content on something specific that is directly contradicted by the team. KOC, he has a presser later today. Let me just wait to see what he's going to say before I do any sort of content. And he just had his presser and shut everything down as far as my thoughts on Max Brosmer. It doesn't even matter. He had his presser today, and he talked about how Blake Cashman's 21-day window is officially open. Donovan Jackson, Brian O'Neill, Michael Juergens, and JJ McCarthy will be practicing in some sort of capacity this week. And in terms of Carson Wentz, so that's JJ McCarthy right there. If you still want to keep the hope alive that he can play against Philly next week, there you go. But in regards to Carson Wentz and his shoulder injury, it's his non-throwing shoulder that he's dealing with an injury with, as specified by KOC. So if anything, it looks like Wentz is going to get the start unless McCarthy's ready to go for next week's game against the Eagles. I'll get into JJ McCarthy more in just a second. But as far as the previously mentioned players, Cashman, Jackson, O'Neill, Juergens, and JJ McCarthy for that matter, there's no definitive timetable set on when they'll actually return to on-field game action. And we got to get better at the fundamentals of every play call. That includes, his words himself, special teams, defense, and offense. Got to get back to the fundamentals of every play call. Essentially, before we get to that point, how many ways that you need to improve? Let's count them according to KOC. Fundamentals, penalty-free football. We have to coach to that level of standard. Winning the turnover battle and tackling. Mentioned the offense struggling with operating from long distances because of negative plays. So clearly, he's not dumb. He's actually a very intelligent individual, so much so that these specific items mentioned in this video as it pertains to his presser today, KOC, we've been talking about on this very channel all season long, and in some cases for the last couple of years. In a weird way, he reminds me, KOC, of Rick Spielman. Two individuals that are so smart. They know football and they know it well. Two intelligent individuals that were oftentimes too smart for their own good, that it would become a barrier to their own success. Overthinking things or trying to get cute. KOC in this presser, you said it starts with me. Okay, you're not dumb. You've identified the problems. What are you going to do about it? All right, we're stagnant on offense, the pre-snap penalties, disciplined football. You know what it is. What are you going to do about it? That is what we need to see next from you. This video is brought to you by Sleeper. Sign up for Sleeper today and get a free $20 entry. Absolutely free. No deposit required. However, with that said, those that do make a deposit get a 100% match on your first deposit up to $100 using the promo code Randy. Terms and conditions apply. Check out Sleeper today. And the last thing that I found interesting said by KOC in today's presser is specifically JJ McCarthy related, saying that me, KOC, and JJ McCarthy have been working on getting back to a lot of the principles of lower body mechanics, building fundamentals, and techniques. That concerns me. Maybe I'm overreacting, but it sounds to me like, okay, JJ McCarthy is having to go back to square one of being a pro quarterback in his second year, albeit his first year he didn't play, but he was able to study. He was with the team all year long. This is his first year playing 2 games to start the season and then has missed the last 3 games to follow. Is he getting back to square one? Is he having to learn how to be a pro quarterback as far as the basic fundamentals all over again? Because listen, man, you look at his draft class last year, you had guys like Caleb Williams, Jayden Daniels, Drake May, and yes, they all played in year one. So they have a year under their belt of actually being out there on the field. But even this year, Jackson Dart looks pretty good, pretty solid so far. And you can tell he's only going to get better. That JJ McCarthy is going to have to start over from scratch, even compared to a guy like Jackson Dart. We'll have to see, man, because I think the franchise, their fate, KOC and Kwesi Adolfo-Mensah, may be in the hands of JJ McCarthy and if he can look like an NFL quarterback at some point this year, if not next year. So you've identified the problems. What are you going to do about it? JJ McCarthy, when he's healthy and ready to go, I don't care how difficult the schedule is, how tough of an opponent that they're about to go up against. If he's healthy, put him out there. We'll see you next time.